Hi, Joey. Hi, Mike. How do we handle this here?
You make a nice speech, you try to say something nice about the person you're inducting. They come up, they say a few things about you,
I don't even like that guy.
and then there's a plaque.
I don't even like the guy
Inducting.
inducting.
Yeah.
I don't even like him.
Okay. Well, now we gotta go pay for some of this here show.
I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to be here. When I look at the people out there, I don't recognize a lot of them, but there's some I recognize, and I really appreciate it. Now you take all these Hall of Famers up there, and if you have a 25 lapper with them, you're going to have a hell of a race. And I'll tell you one thing, like they said, they used to have 100 to 125 cars that qualify Riverside Park, and I believe that's one of the only tracks that I used to have to change the bumpers every week. That's a fact. And I think we all enjoyed it. Buddy Krebs knows what I mean, I guess, don't you, buddy? And my friend, Ronnie Narducci, we've been together for quite a few years in different type racing and everything else like that. Sometimes he liked me, and other times he didn't. I have for no reason at all. But I know that he deserves to be up here like I was. And it takes a lot of hard work for him and his family both. And I present Ronnie Narducci. Come up here and get your location. I think you have a couple things you want to say about me, don't you? That's going to be the best part. He's the only guy, he don't have to carry a grease gun to grease his car.
I've had to put up with this guy on the racetrack for over 15 years.
Well, you call me a son
And
of a
now I
bitch. Now,
still got to put up with him.
you call me a son of a bitch, then why don't you call me that now? Because I nominated you?
I've mellowed.
Oh, you mellowed. Ronnie, congratulations. I'm glad you're up here, and I wish to say a few words to the people here.
I got a few words I would like to say, really.
Say 'em.
I could stand here for a good 15, 20 minutes and tell you stories about this guy, not only on the racetrack, but things that happened off the racetrack.
Wow.
And one in particular, we had a little incident one night at Albany, Saratoga. And I kind of thought that maybe Rini was at fault when I wound up off the third turn somewhere. And I went in the pits and I picked up my 2-foot stacking wrench and headed for his area. All his crew all took off. I didn't find Rini anywhere, but by that time I'd cooled off. And as it turned out that night, I lost an engine. And the next morning, we were down at Margaret Bosley's having breakfast about 8 o'clock down at L&R Speed. And door opens, in comes this guy. What the hell are you doing? Feeding your face? Come on, we're going to change that engine. We got to get going. And that's the way racing was in those days. You could hate him 1 minute and love him the next.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because that's why you went in the boonies there at first, because you weren't going fast enough, so you backed into me.
And then another little story, God rest his soul. Our good friend who is gone at this time, Georgie Pendergast.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. We used to race Old Bridge, New Jersey on Sunday nights, and that meant he had to come from Agawam, and I was coming from East Haddam, Connecticut, and somewhere along the way, we usually catch up with one another, either on the New York leg of the Connecticut Turnpike or on the Jersey Pike or whatever.
We're going through the Bronx.
And he was coming down, towing his car, and George had broke his car down. And Rini picked him up, unbeknownst to me. And I caught up with him, and we're riding along. And also unbeknownst to me, these guys bought a watermelon. Now they're scooping the watermelon out and throwing it out the truck windows. And I'm getting it all over my truck, all over the race car, so forth and so
Look at the
on.
windshield.
We get to Old Bridge, which was a mecca for mosquitoes anyway. We couldn't even get near the car to work on it. I had to dive in, put it in gear, take off on the racetrack just to get rid of the mosquitoes. Now, isn't that true?
Of course. Well, you got to remember one thing. I think you forgot one thing. Remember that little peel from the watermelon that I threw right across from my car to your car, and went just about in a little space like that, the window came right in to hit the guys. Remember that?
You're so proud of yourself, aren't you?
I tell you, I could have won. I could have won a gold medal on that thing. But I'll tell you one thing. I know we did a lot of things. I know Ronnie did a lot of things. We all did a lot of things. In them days, we weren't rich people where we have to sit behind, come in with a tie, not swear or anything else like that. But see, we don't have much of education, you know, like the smartest Polak is education. And we're not one of them, you know. But I tell you, we have, I believe we had about just as much education in racing as anybody there is, ain't it?
If you say so.
Okay. Okay, now, I guess, what do I do? Give him a trophy?
Go in front and take a picture with the present it to him. Don't burn it with the cigar. Go around the front so they get a good picture.
You just get out of the way a minute.
Don't fall. Please don't fall.
If I can get rid of this guy for just a few minutes, I want to thank Al Feeney and all his members and the nominating committee and the members of the press and so forth and so on that made this, that's making this and everything that NEAR is standing for on this Hall of Fame deal possible. It's really you know, when you gave up racing in '82 and 18 years later, you come to a gathering like this and people remember you. That really means something. I want to thank you very much.